That was good. Welcome back. This is 3 perennials on a bicentennial.
Oh,
that's fresh off the cuff.
Yeah.
Not rehearsed.
Yeah.
Cats are cooking.
I'm Aiden.
I'm Samuel.
And we're joined by special guest Rob Thomas.
Special guest, Clinton Dix.
Yeah, actually, the
former
Bears,
Packers.
Chicago Bears best safety of all time.
Yeah. Clinton Dix.
Haha.
How are you feeling today, Clinton Dix?
I'm feeling pretty dandy. It's a little toasty outside.
It is.
Mainly the humidity, you know. I like more of a dry heat from where I'm from. So that's just me, I guess.
But yeah, we're gonna talk about some albums today. We've got the secret third option album today, which is Rob's pick. So we'll get into that. But let's start it off with the random genre.
We should probably explain the rating system.
Oh, our rating system. Yeah, it's
and what we do in general.
What we do. We rate albums.
Yeah.
We spitball and talk about nonsense.
Yeah. We pick a random genre every week on Rate Your Music's genre selector, and we just pick a random one and rate that album, and then we pick a new release from 2024 this year and rate that one as well.
Yeah, we rate out of 5 stars.
5 stars.
So yeah, I guess let's get into our first album, which is our random genre pick for this week.
Our random genre pick for this week was Aiden's pick, and it was called Qualsevol, and I'm going to butcher this because it's, the random genre was Nova Canso, which is a genre of traditional music in Catalonia, which was started in the 1950s as a response to the oppression of the authoritarian Franco regime in Spain. And so I'm sorry for butchering because I don't speak Catalan, but it's something along the lines of Qualsevol nit pot sortir el sol by Jaume Sisa. And Aiden, first off, what were your thoughts on this album?
I thought it was pretty good. There's a lot, I think the main thing to take away from this album that I noticed was the blend of influences from a bunch of different places. I know on the Rate Your Music it even lists psych rock and what neo psychedelia is like 2 genres that it's defined by, and you can definitely kind of hear some 70s almost or American psych rockisms.
Well, it came out in 1975, and you can definitely tell it came out right after Bowie got really popular. There's a lot of Roxy Music influence to it. I think he sounds a lot like Roxy Music's lead singer Brian Ferry, and in my personal opinion, I think sometimes it detracts from the album a little bit, especially on the first track for me. The first track's great, it's bumping, but for me, I'm this sounds a lot like Roxy Music, and Roxy Music does it a little bit better, in my opinion. But Rob, what are your thoughts?
I actually really enjoyed the first track, and I think that was my high point. It could just be because I really like Roxy Music. It could just be me.
I mean, everybody does.
Yeah, everybody does. But I think it is great how layered all of the tracks are, and how instrumentally thick every song is. I mean, you got acoustic guitar, you got some strings in there. His voice is so present, and all the background vocals are there. And talk about the album cover.
It's a cool album cover.
It's an amazing album.
That will be up on the screen too. So
if only we had a real savvy editor who could put the album. Oh no, it usually goes right here.
Yeah, you can cover my face up. Cover my face up.
Yeah.
We could quote that. We could clip that.
We clip it.
But I mean, overall, it's last year I actually visited the Barcelona area, so it was very familiar to me, those sounds, even with it being a revolutionary album. It was very familiar, and I felt like I was walking the Gothic district of Barcelona once again, just with the acoustic guitar licks, the savant lyricism in the way the melody is structured in that. I just quite enjoyed it. That being said, I think, and this most definitely comes from a perspective of I don't speak Catalan, don't speak Spanish, where I never really got the point of a lot of things, and I just kind of like felt like later in the album, a lot of things started to sound the same, and it just kind of flowed together, not as an album, but almost as just one thing. It wasn't quite flowing as an album; it just flowed like a drone.
Yeah,
almost.
Yeah, I'll agree. I think there was parts of the album that seemed a little disjointed, in terms of like a flow perspective, and I guess I think my main criticism would just be that the some of the chord progressions and some of the melody ideas seem very rudimentary and very basic at times, like to a point where. Is it good?
Yeah.
Sorry,
you were saying?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You're saying stuff is rudimentary.
Yeah, I think. I think some of the chord progressions and melodies are I don't want to use the word cliche, but sometimes they hit some cliches, and I just wish there was a little bit more harmonic, and maybe this is the theory nerd coming out of me, but I wish there was a little bit more harmonic interest in some of the songs.
Yeah, I think along the lines of what you were saying, that stuff would have sounded a little bit more exciting in 1975 than it does now, where it's kind of become par for the course. I do think the album kind of hits its stride in the 3 and 4 track, Herma Aire and Manaki, because the first track's really good. Second track is ass. It's got a harpsichord in it, and I fucking hate harpsichords. Terrible instrument. Sounds awful every single time. Like, nobody's ever used a harpsichord and made it interesting. Shitty instrument, shitty song. And then Herma Aire, they start to kind of get a little bit groovier with it.
That was real groovy.
Yeah, and then Manaki, which was my favorite track, had a really great horn section to it, so I like that one a lot. Yeah. Aiden, what was your favorite track?
Herma Aire, I think is how you pronounce it.
I'm guessing.
That one had it's got that fun Latin groove to it. It's just I don't know, I think it's the best parts of the album kind of boiled down into one track for me, and I really liked it. I think that if anything, this album is really creative, and you can tell that he was listening to a lot of different music and pulled from a lot of different places. So I think even though sometimes I don't think it fully executes on that, I think it is a very interesting listen, and I think this track is a perfect representation of what makes this album great.
Yeah.
Before we move on to our next album, I just want to highlight the fact that the Sisa album was released on January 1st, 1975, and I think a lot more artists nowadays should be doing New Year's Day drops.
Yeah, I think that's
I think that
he dropped the hardest Nova Concert album of the new year.
They weren't ready for it. He did who's done a cool rollout recently? Do you think Jaume Sisa was the Playboy Cardi of his era, where he would just randomly promote shit on his Instagram? Everybody was waiting for Jaume Sisa to drop. When is Jaume Sisa gonna drop? No, fuck.
It's like Tyler's drop for Call Me If You Get Lost, where he literally waited a month before. And I think, a lot of artists should be doing that instead of releasing, 5-6 singles.
Yeah,
it's just 6 months.
It's obviously a lot cooler when you have, the prestige to be able to just be fuck it, I'm just gonna drop it without without saying anything.
Yeah.
A lot of smaller artists, kind of have to do the single run-up to get, a lot of more hype for those albums. Yeah. But it's really cool when you can pull off the, release, cool release date.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I think we should go into
we haven't rated it.
Yeah, we haven't rated it. So I think I'm going to give this one a 3.5.
All right.
I think that's what I'm going with my rating.
I will be giving this album a 3.5 as well.
I will be giving this album, I think, a 2.5. I was not... 2.5, trending up. I don't know. I just wasn't...
Negative Nelly over here.
I just wasn't quite as impressed with it. But yeah. Let's get into our next record. This one is our current released this year, and it is the new Jesus Lizard album, Rack. Jesus Lizard is a classic noise rock band from, I forget where they're from, but they worked with Steve Albini a lot in the 90s. They released classic albums like Goat, and are just giants in the noise rock scene. And this is their first album in 26 years, I believe. Mm-hmm. And yeah, Boyz, fellas, what do we think?
I think it opens on an absolute banger with Hide and Seek.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have never like listened to the Jesus Lizard before, and just like hearing that almost wall of sound in there was just amazing. It kind of like, you know, the scene from Indiana Jones where they open the from the first movie,
where they open the Ark?
Where they open the Ark and like
it melts all the Nazis' faces off? Yeah.
Not to call myself a Nazi.
But it melted your face off in a non-Nazi way.
Yeah, in a non-Nazi way.
It melted my face off in a politically neutral way.
Yeah, in a very politically centralist. But from that, like, I decided, I was like, I'm going to listen to a rock album. What should I be doing while I'm listening to it? So I booted up my racing game and just
punching shit.
Oh, I wasn't punching shit. I was just absolutely drifting curves. Like,
I started drinking like crazy, punching drywall and then driving.
No, it makes me think of like the that one like tweet I saw where it's like the urge for grind. What was it, like grindcore bands make music for guys that want to hit shit?
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I thought it. I mean it rips.
It rips.
It absolutely rips.
I think that's what the thing I love most about this record is. Jesus Lizard has always ripped. That's what they started out doing. They've always ripped. They had such a cool place in the noise rock scene where they had a real interesting way of being incredibly melodic and like hooky while also being incredibly heavy and noisy, which filled a really interesting space in the 80s rock scene where you have bands like Big Black that have some melodic bits that are very, very heavy and noisy.
Yeah.
And you have other bands like Sonic Youth that trend a little bit more noisy while still retaining that poppiness. But the Jesus Lizard was a through and through hardcore band. Heavy riffs that were more inspired by heavy metal, but they had a real melodic way with a real yappy vocalist.
Also, like, some of the guitar riffs almost pull, like, classic rock.
Yeah.
Like, there's almost, like, some Zeppelinisms to some of the riffs.
Yeah. I forget, what was the I'm not going to really remember it, but I remember they talk a lot about Zeppelin, and also a lot about, like, post-punk, which makes a lot of sense. And the great thing about this record is it retains all their classicisms. Even after 26 years, they still sound like they're still kicking it. Yeah. It sounds great.
I was honestly surprised to see that this was a recent release. Like, after doing some research on them, it sounded like they had never left.
Yeah, almost. Exactly. And they had very little, like they got everybody back, I think.
Yeah.
I think they might have switched drummers, but everybody's back. Like, David Yao, the lead singer, is an incredible lead singer. Has very weird lyrics, like very classic kind of like noise rock scene lyrics of like.
What was the one lyric on the Swan the Dog?
Oh, the Cum?
Yeah.
What was it?
It's like something bust a nut.
Bust a nut and go on a killing spree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of great lyrics about like debasement and debauchery and like lowering oneself to an animal. Kind of very classic Jesus Lizard stuff. Classic like Steve Albini-isms. Yeah. Great shit. And this record, I think it drags a little bit at times, but overall for me, I think it's just an exciting release where it's just good to see a great band back in their form.
Yeah, I think it's just like I don't know, it's just good.
It's just good. It's just a banger.
Like, I don't think there's really many songs on this that really blow me away, but there's none that I'm like turned off by. Really.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite track on this one, Moto R, kind of really blew me away. That was a single that kind of got me really excited about this album. And it's got such a great little chugging riff that goes like down, 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 down. And then into the chorus, you have that. And it's just real fun. Just great stuff.
Samuel sing the riff.
Yeah.
Impossible.
Samuel actually shredding the guitar right now.
White boy walks in a bar, perfectly sings Jesus Lizard riff, absolutely blows away patrons. Yeah, Aiden, what was your favorite track?
My favorite track was Grind.
Grind, yeah.
Yeah, because it threw me into a grinder, and then it grinded.
Yeah.
No, that one was just like noise and rock, and like that's noise rock for you.
Like
when you combine noise and rock, it like makes a cool genre called noise rock.
Yeah, that's the good shit.
But like, I don't know. When I listened to that song, it made me think of like the Spotify playlist where it's like, this is noise rock. I was like, that this is it. This is like what it's all about.
And that's what the Jesus Lizard is noise rock.
Yeah.
And it's, I've already said that a bunch. But yeah, Rob, what was your favorite track?
So my favorite track was the opener, Hide and Seek. I think it's just, you hear the Led Zeppelin influences in the guitar riffs, but also just, you hear the lead singer just having an absolute blast.
He's so great.
He's just having such a fun time singing this. And then other highlights for me is Alexis Feels Sick.
That's a great song.
And the closing track, Swan the Dog.
Yeah. All right, so fellas, boys, my main men, what did we give this album? What are we feeling?
You're not going to believe this one. I gave it a 3.5 as well.
Aiden didn't give anything other than a 3.5 challenge impossible.
I'm a little higher than Aiden, where I'm going at a 3.6.
Oh. He's going beyond the scale.
Yeah.
He's going into quantum scaling. That's crazy.
I'm breaking the record here.
Yeah, oh shit. I'm going to give it a 4. I'm feeling good about this one. Yeah. Wait, what did I give the shellac one? Did I give that a 3.5?
You gave it a 4.
Okay, good.
We both gave it a 4.
Yeah, this one...
Samuel, try not to give a 4.
This one is very similar to the shellac one for me, where there's just a lot of energy from a classic band that hasn't been around a while, and it's really good to hear them, like, in form.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Now we get to move on to our special mystery third album.
Yeah, the secret third option.
Rob is going to take the reins because this is Rob's pick.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, so I selected for us to listen to the new album from the California Honeydrops, Keep On Diggin'. And it actually released on the same day as Rack.
Hey.
Which is pretty
very
funny.
Similar
It's
albums.
like the duality of man, almost. But, so some info on the California Honeydrops is... to quote the Rolling Stone, the California Honeydrops evoke the greasy rumble of Booker T and channeled the spiritual ecstasy of Sly and the Family Stone. And so they're just a lot.
They are not like I listen to them. They are not Sly and the Family Stone.
They're not Sly.
I will not. They're good.
They're good.
But I will not stand for that. Larry Graham will not stand for that.
But that's the Rolling Stone.
That's the Rolling Stone. Yeah.
So they formed out of Oakland and kind of are this modern day blues, almost soul fusion in there. And I would like compare them to a modern day Ray Charles with some aspects. I mean, when listening to the album, particularly my favorite song, what was it? Singing My Prayer. That was very Ray Charles for me in the aspects of it just had this lift every voice and sing aspect, not evoking the same emotions from that, but just the style of song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my main note that I really wanted to like kind of stress after like I listened to this album is it takes a lot of influence from old soul music, and while I don't think they really reinvent the wheel. I think they do a good job of taking all this soul music that you can tell they obviously love, and like doing a good job like just making a modern adaptation of that. I think the playing's really tight on the album. I think that's like the main thing, especially that saxophone player. He and the drummer can swing, so I think it kind of hits everything that like you really want from a soul album.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, I didn't get around to this album. I listened to like 2 tracks right before we recorded. My only note is that I didn't have a favorite track or anything, but I think they fit in well within the niche of like kind of like soul bands now, not reinventing the wheel, like Vulpes and These Sacred Souls, like those kind of bands.
They're very much like they know what works and they aren't going to change that.
Yeah.
It's if you listen to this album, that is completely their sound, and when you listen to some of their previous tracks, nothing new. They aren't like changing how the wheel is structured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're quite as grooving as like Vulpes, but they've got.
They aren't as funky.
Yeah.
As Vulpes, and it's mainly just because they use a lot more acoustical instruments, and they aren't using like synthesizers or just electric items.
Yeah. And they don't got a Joe Dart.
They do not,
because there's only one Joe Dart.
And then to wrap up our thoughts on this album, I like to highlight the album cover once again.
Oh yeah, it's great.
It's got a cute little bear on it.
It's a cute little bear. I like to think of it as Kanye West's rejected album AARP member, just laying on the tree, enjoy in retirement.
But yeah, I think I don't know. I just had a fun time listening to this album. I really liked the closing track, which I forgot the name already.
Morning Song.
Morning Song. I think because as I said before, the standout for me was really the instrumentals on this, and the playing on that last track is seems really inspired, and like they catch a groove on that one that I feel like deviates a little bit from the other tracks on the album, but in a good way, where it kind of caught me off guard, and I was like, oh, this is a fun little, interesting little cut to end the album. So, with that, do you want to rate it?
Yeah, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'm gonna give this one a 3. I thought it was just a great I don't know. I think the word I'd describe it as a smooth ride, and if I wanted to just play something, I was playing it while I was doing the dishes this morning, and it was just I don't know, just put me in a good spot. So
yeah, would you say it's an easy rider?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I'm in a similar aspect, but I'm going to be giving this a 4. For me, this is the perfect song to just cruise windows down, or the perfect album to just cruise windows down, enjoy summer a little bit, and just enjoy life and the little things with that.
All right. I didn't rate it because I didn't listen to it, but yeah, check it out. All right. We're going to be moving on to our next segment, which is our favorite segment, where we suggest indie underground singles, where we let you folks in behind the curtains and show you those songs you ain't never heard before.
Yeah. Show you how cool and niche we are.
Yeah, fucking crazy shit. So I think we're going to go, since I wrote it down like this, we're going to go with mine first. And my pick this week was Me Gusta Ser Una Zorra by Las Vulpes. I picked this one because we were listening to Nova Canso, which is all about Spain and made under the Franco era. And Las Vulpes was Me Gusta Ser Una Zorra. Zorra. Yeah. And the Vulpes were a punk band in Spain around the time the Franco Empire was the Franco whole thing was falling apart, and they kind of got popular as this countercultural movement that kind of was springing up as the Franco thing was kind of deteriorating. Big into tattoo culture and just very, very cool. And the song means I think it's I like being a slut. So yeah, let's check it out.
That one was fun.
That song fucks.
Yeah, that one rips.
That just...
You can definitely hear, the Stooges influence and the Ramones influence.
I hear Sonic Youth in there.
Yeah, but it's crazy because it came out in the 70s. It's kind of... And not only does it, have that really good punk stuff from, the really early 70s, but you've got... It's kind of foreshadowing a lot of, Pixies and Sonic Youth stuff. You can... especially in the vocals.
Are you sure that came out in the 70s?
I'm pretty sure. Let me double check.
That is, way ahead of its time.
Yeah.
It's pretty... Yeah.
That's crazy.
Her voice sounds... Oh, I'm going to get crucified by the rock fans out here. Who's the lead singer of the Cranberries?
I don't know. That one Irish lady.
Yeah. She sounds like that one Irish lady.
Oh, 83. So I was a little off. Yeah.
But she... I don't know. She sounds like a... even with the ayo kind of thing. It feels like a Cranberries kind of
Yeah, it's real poppy. Yeah. It's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. Also, you don't really need to understand what she's saying to pick up on if you read the lyrics, even just it's in Spanish.
Language is a beautiful thing. Yeah, and it's very easy to understand what's going on.
Lou Reed was also mentioned, which
shout out Lou Reed.
Yeah, that little name drop.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one That's a great track. That's really fun.
Yeah.
That might be that's going on the playlist, and like we're gonna.
Well, like the first 5 seconds, I saw you like go on Spotify, add it,
like song. Yeah.
Yeah. That was great.
But yeah, should we move into?
Yeah, this is Aiden's pick now.
Oh,
and Aiden, do you want to give us a little background on your pick and the artist?
Yeah, so it's a really like niche artist. You can only find this song on YouTube, and I don't actually know the name of the composer behind this work, but it's a beautiful work that takes a really good song that we all know and love that's in a major key and puts it in a minor key. So without further ado, Margaritaville in D minor.
Wasted away again in Margaritaville, searching for my lost shaker of salt. Salt, salt, salt. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know damn fault.
All right, that was Margaritaville in D major. And
D minor.
D minor.
D minor.
My apologies. And Aiden, that's a great track. Just a beautiful song. Well composed, well structured, groovy. It's got it all. It's a great track.
I think it's a good reconstruction and a good modernization of knowing that Margaritaville is in fact a real place. And so hearing about this 40-year-old man who is just stuck in Margaritaville,
it's soulful.
It's touching to
yeah.
Yeah,
to
that
the
little
soul.
guitar riff almost hits on a almost mixolydian.
Yeah.
scale.
Well, it's a story we can all relate to because we've all been stuck on a beach and been like, damn, I wish I could blame a woman for this, but no, it's my own damn fault.
Actually, my
it's
fault.
my damn fault.
And the minor key just really brings that home.
Yes, yes.
And can we talk about the steel drums?
Beautiful
For a
steel
second?
drums, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Bellissimo.
Beautiful pick. Thank you for sharing with us, Aiden.
I will say that the song, and you've noted this, and everyone in the comments on this YouTube video notes this sounds like an REM song.
Yes,
It does, yeah.
yes, it's so
Losing My
funny.
Margarita.
Yeah, it's so funny.
But yeah.
This is where REM actually got their sound from.
Yeah.
From
Jimmy
Jimmy Buffett.
Buffett.
Yeah.
All right.
Little known fact.
All right, and we have our final suggestion, which is gonna be Rob's pick, which is I wrote.
It is Brag Papa Brag.
Okay, because
by
I wrote
JT in the Clouds.
I wrote Bras Papa Bras because I didn't connect my G's, so that's different.
And so a little background on this. It's got 1,470 streams on Spotify, but it is from this band called JT in the Clouds. They're a like rock blues band out of the Chicago area, and they no longer together. So no chance you would see them, which is a big bummer because I really like their music. I think they could have made it really, really far, but yeah, let's give it a listen. Pulling out the Chick-fil-A sandwich.
I'm fucking crazy.
Side note.
Whoa.
Side note. That's been in our refrigerator. He just ripped that bad boy out.
Yep. I'm just built like that, actually.
Yeah. Also, side note. I'm pretty sure the coffee he's drinking he reheated from yesterday.
No, I got that one on the actually, yeah. Well, you want to know the crazy thing about it? I found that coffee that morning, like on
Found that coffee.
Yeah, I found that coffee that morning on the sill of my bathtub.
You probably have immunities to so many diseases.
Dude, I'm invincible. If there's ever a zombie apocalypse or something like that, I will not be killed. Like, the zombie's gonna bite me and die.
Yeah.
Like, I am
You have
so
so many
diseased.
antibodies.
Yeah, I have so many worms crawling around my body.
You're like RFK.
Yeah. I got the brain worm, I'm running around decapitating whales and shit. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
I swear to God, every like other week you'll see a new headline that like RFK Jr. like eats baby bear live on camera. Yeah. Like every other day he's like mangling a corpse of an animal. It's awesome.
Yeah. Digging into Bragg, Papa Bragg. What are our thoughts?
I liked it. It's groovy. That upright player can play. Yeah. He's got some ass to him.
Those cats were cooking.
I will say, and usually this is like something like is like big in hip hop to like when people like talk about hip hop, but like he's got charisma in his voice. Mm-hmm. He's got real presence on the mic.
I was gonna say he missed his calling as a late '70s post-punk vocalist. Yeah. Because he sounds a lot like Tom Verlaine of television.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just I really love his vocal presence, and I know it's not for everybody, mainly just because it's so voice, like him, and you can tell he's just going at it the way he wants to.
Also, like the rhythmic changes, really like, I think are really innovative for a blues song. Like they hit that little piano lick, and like the drummer immediately like switches over to like almost a fusion rhythm. Yeah. From like a 4 on the floor, which is kind of fun. Like it caught me off guard a little bit. So yeah, check that out. Big Papa, JT and the Clouds.
Bragg, Papa
Bragg. Sorry, I'm imagining David Ortiz in my head.
Big Papa.
Yeah. Why don't we just sit back for a moment and just imagine David Ortiz?
Imagine David Ortiz.
I saw him live. That's a stupid thing to say.
You saw him live?
I saw him live, yeah.
I saw him live.
Dude, I saw him on the Red Sox 2016 tour. It was crazy. Mm-hmm. But no, they played I went to Fenway and they played the Angels. Yeah. And I saw somebody hit a grand slam over the Monster and Ortiz homered. In like I think it was like his second to last season or something. It was sick.
2016, I think that was his last.
It might have been his last season. I also saw Trout play too, which, I mean, he might not play again. So
rip.
Yeah, rip.
Dude. Yeah. Imagine if the Angels had Mike Trout, Albert Pujols, and Shohei Ohtani on the same team. Like, imagine how far they would go.
Better yet, imagine the Cardinals with Mike Trout, Albert Pujols, and Shohei Ohtani.
How far they could get with the power of friendship.
I saw that tweet. That's
But yeah, any closing remarks?
I can't believe Anthony Rendon is so ass for the Angels. Well, he was so good for the Nationals, and then he got traded.
No, it's because he does not want to play baseball.
He doesn't care. He just
does not want to play baseball.
But like, you look back at like 2019, he was like a top 5 hitter in baseball. He had like
crazy.
an OPS. He was insane.
His WAR was off the charts.
I know. He was like a legit MVP contender. Mm-hmm. Like the Angels, that should have worked. That made all the sense in the world for the Angels to make that signing.
And then he said, "I don't want to play anymore.
I suck." Yeah. The Angels confound me.
Yeah. My last closing regards are go Birds. We want to see the Orioles make a deep run in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Shout out Gunnar Henderson.
Shout out Corbin Burns, actually.
Oh, yeah.
And last, we want to see the Milwaukee Brewers make a deep run. Go Brew Crew.
We want to see the Braves pass the Mets in the wild card race, even though it's not going to happen.
That'd be great.
Please keep the Mets out of the playoffs. Oh my God, please. I do not need their annoying asses in the playoffs.
We do not need Grimace.
We do not need their bullshit. Fuck the Mets. Worst baseball teams besides the Yankees. Don't play baseball in New York. They should
Nothing about the Mets.
Nothing about the Mets. The Mets their jerseys are ass.
Well, actually, I feel like the Mets are a perfect...
I like the Mets.
This guy.
I feel they're a perfect... analogy of the city of New York.
Yeah. They're vapid and stupid, and they suck.
Yeah, and they got a big apple.
They got a big apple.
I guess since we're on baseball, I guess just send your prayers toward the Cardinals.
They don't deserve it. They suck. Go cry to Stan Musial.
Yeah. But I want to see the Brewers get past the first round of the playoffs, so hopefully they don't lose to the team that eventually goes to the World Series.
Yeah, who are they playing? Or who are they lined up? Because you guys are you guys in the head of you guys are winning the division, right?
Yeah, they already won.
So all the Brewers fans out there.
Brewers are cool.
Remember 82.
Remember fuck you. Remember 2018 when we came so close.
Hey, remember 2021 when the Braves won the whole dang thing?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Dude, it's fucking insane that every time the Brewers have been in the postseason, they have lost to the team that has either won or gone to the World Series.
That's brutal.
Tough luck.
Tough shit, buddy. I will say on the Mets thing real quick. I want to say Francisco Lindor is really cool. I love him. He's such a cutie. Mm-hmm. He plays great baseball, great defense at shortstop, hits super well, and he's got such a cute smile. I will say that. As much as I hate the Mets, he's really cool.
I think that's
know the one team that I hate more than the Mets?
Who?
Not the White Sox, the Cubs.
Oh yeah,
that's fair.
Because
I guess.
Suck.
I don't have an opinion on that.
It's for like the opposite reason of why I hate the Mets.
Okay.
It's because the Cubs are not a good representation of the city of Chicago, in my opinion. I feel like the White Sox represent Chicago a whole lot better.
Not right now.
Hey.
Exactly. I mean,
watch
they're
your
Bears
mouth,
fans.
I mean, I will say about the Cubs, they do have the train that goes straight up to Milwaukee, where you can on game day you can catch a train down to the Cubs game and then catch a train back. That's awesome.
But you could say the same thing about Milwaukee.
Yeah, well, I also like Milwaukee. I also like Milwaukee. I'm just saying that's cool.
The Cubs
so much better
suck.
than the Braves fucking shit stadium.
The Cubs suck. And
Cubs suck. Craig
if you like them, go to Russia.
Craig. Yeah, I like the Cubs. They're fine.
Yeah, and with that, we are...
Oh, Dansby Swanson plays on the Cubs. I love Dansby Swanson.
That's, first off, like, that's such a white boy name.
Dude, you know my dad was his youth pastor?
Really?
Yeah, he went
Do you know he went to Vanderbilt?
Really?
Yeah.
He looks like he could have.
Exactly.
Dansby Swanson, I love you. You're such a cutie, too. Also, shortstops are the cutest position. Like, just on average. That catcher, yeah. You got Mike Piazza. Travis d'Arnaud for the Braves. Yeah. He's real cute.
I'm a big DH guy. Like, imagine being big guy, sit on a little bench during defense.
Yeah. Big DH fan. David Ortiz, the ideal build. Edgar Martinez for the Mariners back in the 90s.
Holy cow,
he was great.
Slap that ball.
Oh, he could slap that ball. He could absolutely whack that thing.
Modern day Ted Williams. You could smell the spin on that ball as soon as it cracked the bat.
Yeah, and with that, we are 3 dope boys on a porch.
Oh, Chris Sale for Cy Young. He's going to win it. He's going to win the NL Triple Crown. He's going to win the whole dang league Triple Crown. He's got a 2.38 ERA right now. He's leading the league in strikeouts, I think. He's leading the league in wins, even though wins aren't real, and you shouldn't count that as a pitching stat because it's a bullshit pitching stat. But he's leading the league in WAR too. Chris Sale's going to win his first Cy Young, and the Braves are going to miss the playoffs.
Oh, and then the Dodgers are going to lose to the power of friendship by some team.
By some team, yeah. Shohei Ohtani's going to have a series where he clubs like 8 homers,
and they're going to still
still going to lose, because their pitching sucks.
We should start a baseball podcast.
All right, pivoting right now.
Or sports.
This is a baseball podcast now.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah, you thought this was a music podcast?
We baited you.
I don't even follow baseball, but I'm gonna give my thoughts.
The Dodgers starting lineup is kind of good now. Like the pitching, like they got Yamamoto back. He's great. They got Jack Flaherty from the Tigers, I think.
Yeah, I mean
and he's good.
They had Tyler Glasnow, but he got injured.
Yeah, and he always gets injured, but he started out the year so good this year.
He always does.
Yeah, and then who else do they fucking have? They got that one bit Walker Buehler, and he sucks now. I don't know what happened to him.
He got washed.
Is Kershaw still pitching for them? Because I saw him.
Kershaw still pitches.
I saw him made a couple starts.
He's in his last couple seasons.
Yeah, and he looked alright. Like, I mean, he's clearly not.
He's fine.
He's fine.
He still can throw it.
He's still got that like 86 mile per hour slider that's just gross.
Beat ass in the playoffs.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was 3 dope boys reviewing baseball.
Yeah.
On a porch. Signing off.
Gunnar Henderson is really cool. Bobby Witt Jr. should win MVP over Aaron Judge. I don't care that Aaron Judge is having a better season. He plays for the Yankees. He shouldn't count.
Juan Soto's season is
good.
Overlooked.
It really is. It really is. Because Judge is putting up an insane historic season, and Soto is just doing same thing with Bobby Witt Jr. Soto and Bobby Witt are both putting
any other year
they'd win MVP. Yeah. But Aaron Judge just happens to be having one of the best seasons since Bonds, probably.
All right, my last regards. R.I.P. Christian Yelich is back.
Yeah, rest in peace.
R.I.P. Hank the dog. And let's see, what else? Can't wait for Jackson Churio to turn.
He's so good, dude.
21.
Yep. And go Pack.
Go Pack, go.
Go Braves.
Peace.
Not the tomahawk chop, though. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
That's racist as shit. Don't do that.
Peace out.